I was at the gym earlier today, and I usually follow these regimens: push pull legs, some days of functional, some days of cardio. Today I noticed I was quite tired when I went, and I think we all know who David Goggins is. So I had David Goggins playing in my ears, and there's a quote by David Goggins where I think he's doing an incline or a flat bench press. During the bench press, he's at rep number 17, where the trainer says, keep going, and the thing that he keeps repeating to himself is, they don't know me, son. He's telling his own brain, they don't know me, son. They don't know me, son. He's telling himself. And he's known as the toughest person to ever exist. Because what he keeps talking about to himself is that he keeps defeating his own inner voices that challenge his potential. He keeps telling himself, they don't know me. Like, there's a story of how David Goggins' knees have been completely gone because of the way he runs. He doesn't just run for 1 or 2 miles. He goes for 30, 40, 50-mile runs. He's the most famous, if I'm not wrong, if it's for a 70-mile run, a marathon that he went on. And his knees have been completely messed up. Doctors aren't sure how he's standing, let alone running. But every single day, he begins his day with a run. Minimum 5 to 8 miles, one way. He always challenges his brain. And he's always spoken about how when you train and challenge your own body, through your mind, your body will adapt to it. Because there's no other option. This made me extrapolate a pretty cool lesson. And if not a lesson, at least a question from it. Which is, are we trying enough? What happened today was, it's been a long time since I properly worked out. You can go to the gym, 45 minutes, take a few weights, just keep doing up and down motions, and you can feel like you've worked yourself out. But that feeling when you have truly trained till your body can't handle it anymore is what today I thought I should do. Because there's a story of how, I think the Spartans, it's about the Spartans. So the Spartans, right, all of their soldiers, when war was announced, the soldiers would celebrate. Because that's how difficult training regimens were for them. Training was so deadly, their bodies were so completely broken down during training that if war was announced, that they actually had to go fight an enemy, they would all celebrate because they were all safe from training now. And so that made me think, okay, today what if I just told my brain to go along with what I want to do? And I told my brain to make my body go along with what my brain wanted to do. And so what I did is, the treadmill, right? I just took the incline up to 100%, I think the level 20. I also put the speed at 10. I think it's the maximum number that's there. I put the speed on 10 and I decided to run for 5 minutes. So the first minute passed and I'm thinking, okay, I have to do 5 minutes anyway, I can't stop. My body was broken because this is after around 50 minutes of resistance training. I've already done my weights, I've already done everything. I'm now in my final stages of training. And my body doesn't have any energy to go on for 5 minutes, let alone 1 minute. So after 1 minute finishes, my only question is, okay, I have to keep going, I can't stop. I'm like, okay, I can't take it because I'm inclined at 20 and I can't keep going at that inclination for that speed. I tell my brain, don't stop. You can do it. You must do it. I try challenging my own brain and I noticed that even if my body was tired, my body was still doing the motions. My body was still going along with what my brain was telling it to do. And as it did that, I reached 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I was done by the 4th minute. I was completely done because I forgot to mention, I already did like 15 minutes of brisk walking. Like I think it's speed number 8 or 6. I already did that much, and my last few minutes, I'm just done inside, okay? But I just kept telling my own brain, you can't stop. You just cannot stop. You have to keep going. And the 4th minute came, and there's 30 seconds left for the timer to finish at minute number 5. I can't go on anymore. I can't. I'm done. I'm genuinely done. My covered in sweat, body is like already it's very fast. The treadmill. It's already very inclined, so I'm not getting my balance. It's completely gone. But I tell myself I'm not stopping. No matter what, I'm not going to let myself stop for the next 30 seconds. I do that, and the last 10 seconds go as slow as I could have ever imagined. It goes as slow as, I don't even want to use the wrong metaphor here, so I'm not going to say it, but you get the point. It goes so slow. But what hit me at the end of those 5 minutes were, like as I pressed the stop button and as the inclination went down, what hit me was, I've tried now. I've tried. I didn't just come to the gym and do 45 minutes of just some workouts, feel like I did something, and that's it. I've genuinely burnt out my body to achieve my dream physique. Which led me to a question while I was walking back home. How often do we genuinely try like this? And I asked myself this as well, because this is something that I'm dealing with too. How often do we look at ourselves and go, I have to try harder, and genuinely try? When the Bible says, seek and you shall find, God means active research. Like, ask and you shall receive. What you receive, you should seek. But how you seek it also matters. Because in my last video, I talked about faith. I talked about mindset. I've talked about how we should believe in ourselves. But that belief should also lead us to actively search for what is ours, for what God has given us. And that active searching involves genuinely trying. To understand this, say you want a dream physique, right? I want the dream physique. I want to reach 12% body fat. I want a certain set of muscles. I want to be able to fight in MMA. I want to do a lot of things. To seek that final goal of that body type, I have to actively seek it. I have to actively try hard and train to seek that body. If a certain wealth is your goal, and is my goal as well, I've asked for it and it's already been received, but I have to now seek it, and I have to actively seek it by genuinely putting in hours into the business, by genuinely studying more about what is out there, and actively search and find out where what I want is hiding or is lying. Physique, wealth, friends, the kind of friends that you want, they're already there. You seek them, you actively seek them, you become someone that they would want to be friends with, and you have seeked them. So that's my point. When God says seek and you shall find, He's already given us what we want. And we have knocked the door and it's already open for us. But we need to seek it. We need to seek actively what God has in store for us. So, as I was walking back home today, it just hit me. How often do we actively seek? Like genuinely look at ourselves every single morning and go, I am going to seek as hard as possible what God has in store for me today. How often do we actually do that? And it's a question I'm asking myself, because I don't want this to just be a lecturing session where I'm just telling you what to do. It's a life-changing question for me as well, because it's been so long since I've also actually tried. And so if there's just one thing I want to let you know by the end of this video, it's this, we need to actively start seeking. Actively putting our head into it and making sure we actively search, seek, do what's necessary to reach what is ours. And so, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be open to you. Seek and you shall find it. There's many things that we are seeking. There's many things that we are trying. But are we genuinely seeking it? Are we genuinely trying for it? That's what I want to ask you today. Thank you.